Hey guys, welcome back. We decided to mix it up. We thought we'd have a seat today, so we're just chilling, hanging out. We're actually down in Oxford, YWAM Oxford in the South Island, New Zealand. Down here, Josh been here teaching for a couple of days with the staff, and so we just love these guys. We love YWAM Oxford and the YWAM family in New Zealand. But hey, it's good to be back, guys. And again, we love the feedback on the video. Thanks for everything, the positive. We want to keep going. Today we're going to talk about a culture of faith, and so just the importance of faith. And before we do this, just a quick update. We're now week 6 of our schools at YWAM Bethlehem, our 2 DTSs, and also Seraphim's Christ School of Worship. And guys, that's going so good. You know, it's not just the students that are encountering God, the staff are getting wrecked. Like Friday, we had an amazing ministry day, had Shirley Brownhill with us from YWAM Perth in Australia, who we just love and adore. And just God met our whole community powerfully. And so we're just so excited with what's coming out of the DTS and amazed by what's coming out of the school of worship. Hey bro, just the quality of worship as God's brought into that little eclectic community called Seraphim's Cry. We're just so excited. Today I want to talk about culture of faith. So Josh, lead us off, bro.
Hey guys, recently I've been thinking a lot about this whole concept of faith. Because faith is really the essence of who we are as believers. I mean, the Word of God talks pretty clearly that without faith it's impossible to please God. Hebrews 11 talks about, faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things unseen.
Yeah,
so when we talk about this thing called faith, it's actually a tangible, it's the substance of things that are hoped for.
Yeah.
And so all of us are hoping for something. We're leaning into something. God wants us to be a people that live in a community that are continuously in a place of dependence on Him and on others. And so one example I've been thinking about is a guy that we all know pretty well, a man by the name of Noah. And in Genesis 6, it's astounding because God speaks to Noah this crazy word. He says, I'm going to destroy the earth, and I want you to build a boat for me, or actually for him, and I'm gonna make your house for the next little while the local zoo. And so Noah's like, what's rain? What's a boat? And what do I do with this crazy word, God? So he's faced with this decision. Does he obey the word of the Lord to him in his life, in his generation? Or is he all in with the word of the Lord for him? Or is he out and does he just continue life as he is? And does he go to his grave with another prophetic word over his life and his generation that's been unfulfilled? So somewhere along the line, Noah takes that word and he activates it in his life. He goes out and he starts chopping down trees and he builds this boat. And he doesn't have Hillsong United or Bethel, or he doesn't have a DTS to go to or a house of prayer that there's a community of people that encourages him. All he has is the word of the Lord and this crazy wild-eyed faith. And he swings the axe and he chops down trees and builds this boat. And we all know the end of the story. One day, somewhere maybe 100 years along the journey of him obeying the word of the Lord, he looks up to heaven and on his forehead drops this little drop of water from the sky. And in one moment, all of the wisdom of all of the decisions in his life were justified. And everybody would have ridiculed him, mocked him, slandered him, but he stuck to the word of the Lord with crazy faith. He'd anchored his faith in the unseen realm and depended on the word of the Lord and leaned into God and said, God, I know who you are. I know that you are faithful to your word and that you're going to bring about what you've promised to me. So I want to challenge you, even in your life. Are you in a place that is comfortable, or are you leaning into God, depending on Him, depending on His power and His sovereignty and His ability to bring breakthrough where you have no ability to force the breakthrough? And so that's my challenge to you is don't be comfortable. Don't just cruise along in life, but actually come to a place where you're depending on Him.
Yeah, bro, that's so good. One thing I would add, one thing I've been meditating on with that is, as a generation, God wants to instill endurance in us. So not just faith for a moment, but faith for a lifetime, guys. I've been meditating on Hebrews 10 with that, and just falling in love with this, with that Hebrews 10, 11, and 12. And Hebrews 10, 36 says that there is a reward for our endurance. And so faith without endurance is momentary, it's unfulfilling, but faith when you add endurance or perseverance to faith, it's a lifelong of life and enjoyment in God. And so we just want to call you to that, guys. God is raising up a generation that will endure.
Yeah, that's good.
You know, faith lived out looks like endurance.
That's right.
You know, so we're calling us to that as a community, guys.
Yeah, and it says that through faith and patience we inherit the promises
There we go.
of God.
There it is.
And so hang in there,
Yeah, guys. God is faithful.
Yeah.
I love that verse. He says, even though when we are faithless, He remains faithful.
Yeah.
You know, so let's keep, the whole thing of culture of faith is keeping our eyes on who He is. And so I just want to encourage you with that today, guys. Are you walking in faith? Is there faith on your life in this season? Is there faith on your heart when you read the Word? Is there faith on your heart when you're in worship? Let's get back to that place of loving God and operating out of a heart of faith, guys. We love you, eh? So stoked with what God's doing in your lives, and thank you for your prayers, what God's doing with us still. And we'll see you soon.
Yeah. Bless you.
Yeah.